We will now learn about the directional control valves. They are used to direct the flow of fluid through a pneumatic or hydraulic systems. They are used as an on or off devices to develop sequential control devices, that is one system after the another. Now they can't be used to regulate the flow, rather they are used to divert the direction of the flow. Now they can be operated by means of mechanical, electrical or fluid pressure signals. In this section we will learn about the different valves and the representation, how they are symbolically represented and their working. So the first one is the spool valve, which as the name suggests has a spool that can move horizontally within the valve body to control the flow. As shown in the figure, we can see that the spool is located within the valve body, which also has three ports, port 1, port 2 and port 3. So in the initial position, the port 1, which is connected to the air supply, and the port 2, which could be connected to any device, are open, and the port 3, which is the vent to the atmosphere, is closed. So the device connected to the port 2 can be pressurized by connecting the pressurized air supply to port 1 and the already closed port 3. Now once the position of the spool is shifted, the pressure is released. This is shown in the second figure when the spool moves to the left, and as a result the port 1, which was connected to the pressurized air supply, gets closed now, and the port 2, which was connected to the device, is open, and the port 3, which is the vent to the atmosphere, is open. So the pressurized air from the device can now escape via the vent to atmosphere. So the movement of the spool allow the air to flow into the system via port 1 and then be reversed and flow out of the system or vent to the atmosphere by port 3. The working of the spool valve is shown in this animation, and initially the port 1 is open and the port 2 is open, and the flow will be from port 1 to port 2, and once the spool gets shifted, the port 1 will be closed and then the flow will be from port 2 to port 3. Now the second one is the poppet valve. Now it consists of a ball or disc or cones that are used in conjunction with the valve seat to control the flow. As you can see in the first figure, the valve body consists of two ports and a ball is housed in the valve seat by means of a spring, and to open the ball a button is present. So the port 1, the pressure supply will be connected, and the port 2, the system will be connected, the hydraulic or the pneumatic system will be connected. Now when the push button, this button is not pressed, the ball will be in the valve seat, which is kept there by means of a spring, and once the button is depressed, the ball will be pushed out of its seat and there will be an opening between the port 1 and port 2. But through this opening, the pressurized fluid, gas or a liquid can flow and fill the device connected to port 2. Once again, when the button is released, the spring forces the ball back to its seat position, and thus the opening will be closed and the flow will be shut off. The graphical representation of the valves are done with certain predefined symbols. Now these symbols are used to represent the switching positions of different valves. For example, if a valve has two switching positions, then the graphical representation or the symbolic representation will be having two squares. So a square will be used to represent each of its switching position. Now the ports are labeled by a number or a letter according to their function. We have seen that the ports are connected to different devices or outlets, etc. So based on the function of each port, they are labeled by a number or a letter. So for a pressure supply, port 1 or P is used. For a hydraulic return port or a vent port, 3 or T is used. For a pneumatic exhaust port, 3 or 5 with R or S respectively will be used. And for output ports, 2 or 5 with respectively B or A will be used. Now the arrowheads will be representing the direction of flow, how the fluid will be passing through the valve will be represented by the arrow-headed lines. Similarly, when the flow is cut off or is closed down, the lines with blocked off symbols will be used to represent this situation or this operation condition. And in the initial square, which represents the initial condition of the valve, the number of ports connected will be shown as in this third square. Here this means that the valve consists of 4 ports in the initial working condition. Now for better understanding, let us see how uh, one of the valve will be represented here. So let's see how a poppet valve can be represented using these symbols. Now the poppet valve we just studied earlier, it has 2 port and 2 working condition when the flow is done as well as when the flow is cut off. So the diagrammatic representation will be like this as shown in the fourth figure. Now since it is push button operated as well as a spring loaded, these are represented at the sideways. Now the initial working condition will be shown as a square to the right. So initially when the flow is cut off, the closed flow lines represents this initial working condition where there is no fluid flow. And similarly for a poppet valve, there are in the initial condition there are 2 ports which are connected to the supply as well as the device. So these 2 lines represents the 2 ports in the initial condition. Now the second condition will be the working condition where there is the fluid flow between the when the push button is pressed and there is a fluid flow in the valve. This is shown by the arrow-headed line which shows the direction of the flow from port 1 to the port 2. So the figure shows the different symbols used to represent the mechanisms by which the valves can be operated. In the previous case of the poppet valve, we have seen the push button symbol as well as the spring symbol, which means that that specific poppet valve was operated by using the push button and loaded by the spring. Various other mechanisms are also used for different valves that are shown in this diagram. Now the previous poppet valve can be called as a 2 by 2 poppet valve since it had 2 number of ports and 2 working condition or working states. Thus any valve can be designated by the number of ports and the number of working states or working condition it has. So if someone says that a 2 by 2 poppet valve with push button and spring, it means that the poppet valve has 2 ports and 2 working condition or working state and is loaded by a push button and is loaded by a spring. Is operated by a push button and loaded by a spring. The figure shows a 3 by 2 spool valve which we studied earlier and its symbolic representation. As we know that the spool valve has 3 ports, pressure supply, the output port and the exhaust port, and 2 operating conditions. Here it is actuated by a solenoid and loaded by the spring. So the representation shows the solenoid as well as the spring to represent the spool valve. Now as it has only 2 working conditions, only here also in the representation 2 squares are used. Since it has 3 ports, the 3 ports are represented by the vertical lines on the outside of the square. So in the initial condition, the spool cut off the exhaust port and only the flow is between the first port pressure supply and the output port 2. That is represented by the arrow-headed line. That is, the flow is from 1 to 2, and for the third port the flow is cut off. Now the second working position is represented by the second square. In this position, the spool moves and the pressure supply is cut off. The flow is from the output port 2 to the exhaust port 3. That is represented here, where the flow is from the second port to the port 3 by the arrow-headed line, and the pressure supply port or the first port is here the flow is cut off, is represented by this line. So this is how a 3/2 spool valve is represented using the symbol. So the figure shows a 4/2 valve which is solenoid actuated and returns to its original position by the spring. The 4 comes from the number of ports, that are 1, 3, 2 and 4. Here the flow is bidirectional, that is, the flow occurs from 1 to 4 and also from 2 to 3. This is the initial working position of the valve, 4/2 valve, and once the solenoid actuates the valve, the working condition changes, then the flow is in different direction, that is from 4 to 3 and 1 to 2. This is the representation of a 4/2 valve. Now the second figure shows a simple example of the valves being used in a pneumatic lift system. It utilizes a two 2/2 poppet valve that are push button operated and returns back to a position by a spring. The representation was discussed later in the earlier slides. So for the working of the lift system, when the upper button valve is pushed, the load will be taken to the higher position, and when the lower valve button is pushed, the load will be taken to the bottom position. Now one thing to note is the arrow signal shown as the vent. Since it is a pneumatic system, a vent will be provided for the escape of pressurized gas to the atmosphere in case of emergencies. That is shown by the or represented by the arrowhead. The next one is the directional valves. So as the name suggests, they regulate or control the flow of fluid in the directions, which means that the flow will be possible only in one direction and not the other. Thus we can regulate the motion of the fluid in the desirable direction using the directional valves. So as shown in the figure, it consists of a ball which is seated in a valve seat and is connected by a spring. So when the liquid enters from right to left, the liquid is trying to push the ball into the seat again, and thus the flow won't happen. However, in case of the left to right movement, the fluid will be pushing the ball against the spring, and the spring will be loaded. As a result, there will be an opening in the seat valve and the valve seat, and the flow can happen only in the left to right direction. So only when the ball being pressed against the spring, the flow will be happening, and the flow in the other direction will be blocked by the spring, forcing the ball against the seat. So this is the working of the directional valves, which are used to control the direction in which the flow will be happening.